that brings us to the end of our annual meeting sessions today. Before you start shuffling your papers together and packing up to leave, hang tight for just a few more moments. I want to get some input from you, so don't leave yet. But first, I just want to acknowledge all the great information that was shared today. I think one of the big themes was that innovation, creativity, and flexibility are sort of the name of the game for COVID, and that through that process, there's a lot of maybe unexpected benefits that can come out of this learning how to operate in the realm of a pandemic, including having more people show up at events just because of that ability to jump on and be flexible, to increase your engagement with stakeholders and the public through that avenue that's now more readily available than having to drive or travel places. Uptick in what you're seeing in workshops and participation in the trainings and so forth, and this kind of rapid face innovation of designing ways in which to better do your work. And I think that's just something that's pretty amazing that will then carry on post sort of when we get back to whatever the new normal is, that this innovation will continue to drive the work we do. And basically, if there's a silver lining in all of this, it's that we've been pushed, and we've really come out quite strong. So I think that's a great sort of message for today. I think for the next foreseeable future, we're really excited to kind of continue talking these themes and these ideas. So this isn't the end of working the life of COVID, hopefully from the task force. We'll be asking you to weigh in on some ideas for some additional webinars and forums coming up. But I do want to encourage you also to, through the chat or through email later, please share your lessons learned, your best practices, any tips and tricks you've come up with from working in this time of COVID. And we will share that out broadly so that everyone can benefit from your particular experiences. That's kind of the hope and the goal of these kinds of forums, is to get our information out to you and to learn from you guys as well. So just quickly want to acknowledge the attendees. We had 210 at one point on the call, and that is record breaking for us. We've never had that many people participate in an annual meeting. So thank you. And thanks to the task force members and coordinating committee members who really pulled it together to get this event robust and thoughtful and careful and interesting, and all the pieces that you brought to make this event really worthwhile. And Chelsea and Caleb from WWU for their Zoom support. Without those guys, man, managing these platforms, as you guys know, is tricky. So we are so grateful that we could bring them on to help us and support us. So a virtual round of applause for our Zoom folks. Presentations from today will be made available. So our task force website is the place to go for anything that was shared today, be it a presentation, a link that showed up in the chat. We're just going to pull all that stuff together. And if you go to our task force website, you'll find a tab under events called the annual meeting, and that's where all of the stuff from today will be posted. Okay, so we are planning to host a few webinars in the coming months. These would be smaller, maybe 1 to 2 hour events where we'd bring in experts, bring in stakeholders, bring in folks to talk about issues of concern and of interest. And with that, I'm going to invite Caleb to pull up a poll, because we had some topics we thought we were interested in exploring more, and we'd love to find out if these are interesting to you. So if you could just scan this list and tick off any of these subjects or topics you see in front of you that are of interest to you. And if there's something missing, please add it in the chat, because we'd love to know more of what kinds of topics you'd be interested in seeing in a kind of webinar format in the coming year. And then when we're done with this, you'll be exiting the webinar through an evaluation. So please do give us your thoughtful feedback on this. We'd love to hear any comments and suggestions for improvements, and any feedback you can share would be great. We'd really love continuing to hear from you on how we can bring ourselves to you in a more productive, effective, and any other suggestions you have are always welcome. So Caleb, I think we can pull down the poll if most people have had a chance to weigh in.
We've got about a little over 60% vote, so I was going to give it another couple moments.
Oh yeah, give it a couple more minutes then. Fantastic. So any other comments or questions, throw them in the chat or the Q&A. I can do a little quick scan before we go. Again, the survey, we really, really appreciate your feedback, and the task force members and I will be meeting in the coming months to kind of map out the work of the task force in the next 2 years. And that's another place where we always would welcome ideas and thoughts on kinds of projects and areas of work that you'd love to see us accomplish or tackle. So other ideas for sort of task force focus work, we'd love to hear about as well. So with that, thank you all. I appreciate your time, your attention, your focus, and it was a wonderful day today. I thank all the speakers and task force folks, and I'll call it quits there. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you again soon. Thank you.